Most dog owners think they know exactly how dogs say "I love you." The excited greetings, the wagging tails, the joyful spins when you walk through the front door. And yes, those moments are real. They're beautiful. They're unforgettable. But here's something most people never realize. Some of the biggest signs your dog loves you are the very signs most owners misunderstand. Because dogs don't express love the way humans do. They don't write messages. They don't buy gifts. And they certainly don't say the words. Instead, they reveal love through tiny behavioral choices. Choices so ordinary that most people overlook them completely. And that's the tragedy. Your dog may be telling you, "I love you," every single day, without you ever realizing it. Because in a dog's world, love doesn't look dramatic. It looks like trust, safety, comfort, and choosing someone over and over again, even when they don't have to. Today, we're uncovering 7 silent ways dogs express love that most humans completely misunderstand. And the final one may change the way you look at your dog forever. Sign 1. They follow you because you're their emotional GPS. Most people assume their dog follows them from room to room because they're needy. Behavioral psychologists see something very different. Dogs are social animals. Throughout thousands of years of evolution, staying close to trusted members of the group increased survival. Distance created uncertainty. Closeness created safety. That's why your dog may leave a comfortable bed just to lie on the kitchen floor while you wash dishes, or move from room to room without any obvious reason. They're not necessarily looking for attention, and they're not always hoping for food. They're monitoring the person who helps their nervous system feel secure. Think about that for a moment. Out of every comfortable spot in the house, out of every interesting smell, out of every distraction competing for their attention, they choose your presence, not because they need something from you, but because being near you feels emotionally rewarding. To your dog, your presence isn't just a location, it's a feeling. And that feeling is safety. Sign 2. They lean their weight against you. Many people think a dog leaning against them simply wants affection. Sometimes that's true, but often, something deeper is happening. A dog's body is naturally designed to stay balanced, alert, and prepared, which makes a relaxed leans surprisingly meaningful. When your dog presses their shoulder, hip, or entire body against you and allows their muscles to soften, they're doing something profoundly vulnerable. They're surrendering stability. They're placing part of their physical security into your hands. Emotionally, it's similar to a human resting their head on the shoulder of someone they trust completely. Their nervous system is saying, "I don't need to stay fully guarded. I can relax. I can let go because you're here." Trust begins where vulnerability feels safe, and love often begins where trust lives. Sign 3. They look at you when they're unsure. Have you ever noticed your dog glancing back at you during a walk? Most owners assume they're checking where the leash is. But canine behavior research suggests something much more fascinating. Your dog is checking your emotional reaction. Psychologists call this social referencing. Human children do it constantly. When they encounter something unfamiliar, they look toward a trusted adult for guidance. Dogs do something remarkably similar. A strange noise, an unfamiliar person, a new environment. Your dog pauses, looks at you, and silently asks, "How should I feel about this?" Imagine how extraordinary that really is. Out of all the instincts evolution gave your dog, there are moments when they trust your emotional judgment more than their own. When they see calmness in your face, they borrow it. When they see confidence, they borrow that too. For a few seconds, you become their compass. And in a dog's world, few things communicate trust more clearly than that. Sign 4. They comfort you when you're struggling. This may be one of the most beautiful things dogs do, because sometimes your dog isn't looking for comfort. They're offering it. Think about a difficult day. You're exhausted, frustrated, heartbroken, overwhelmed. You haven't called your dog. You haven't asked for affection. Yet somehow, they appear. A head resting gently on your knee, a warm body leaning against your side, a quiet companion sitting nearby. Dogs don't understand mortgages. They don't understand deadlines. They don't understand heartbreak. Yet somehow, they often know when your smile isn't real. Studies suggest dogs can detect subtle changes in facial expressions, body language, vocal tone, and even scent, long before anyone else notices. Your dog often notices, and instead of moving away from discomfort, they move closer. Not to fix your problems, not to solve your situation, simply to be there. And sometimes, that's exactly what love looks like. Presence, nothing more, nothing less. Sign 5. They sleep with your scent. Here's something most owners completely underestimate. Your scent may be one of the most comforting things in your dog's entire world. Dogs experience reality through their noses. To them, scent isn't just smell. It's information, memory, security, connection. That's why many dogs choose your side of the bed, your favorite chair, your clothes, or the spot where you were sitting just moments ago. They're not obsessed with the object. They're connected to what the object represents. You. Your scent acts like an emotional anchor, a reminder that their favorite person exists, that they're safe, that everything is okay. And perhaps that's why so many dogs curl up on a worn sweatshirt instead of a brand new blanket. To us, it's just clothing. To them, it feels like home. Sign 6. They choose you when better options exist. This may be one of the purest definitions of love. Imagine a room filled with distractions, visitors, food, toys, excitement, interesting smells everywhere. Your dog explores, investigates, wanders around. Then eventually, they return and settle beside you. Not because they have to, because they want to. Choice reveals priorities, and priorities reveal attachment. Your dog's world contains countless things competing for attention. Yet over and over again, they choose the relationship. They choose the bond. They choose you. That's not dependence. That's preference. And there is a profound difference between the two. Sign 7. The quiet look. Imagine it's late at night. The house is silent. The day is finally over. Your dog is resting nearby. You glance over, and they look back. Not because they're waiting for food. Not because they want to walk. Not because they need anything at all. Just a soft, relaxed gaze. For a few seconds, nothing happens, and yet somehow, everything happens. Research has shown that calm eye contact between dogs and their trusted humans can increase oxytocin levels in both species, the same bonding hormone associated with deep attachment. But even without the science, most dog owners know exactly what this moment feels like, because it feels less like being watched and more like being seen. Your dog isn't judging you. They aren't measuring your success. They aren't keeping score of your mistakes. They're simply looking at the person who makes their world feel safe. The person they trust. The person they love. In many ways, that gentle gaze is the quietest love letter a dog can write. A silent message that says, "You are my person." Before we finish, one important note. If your dog suddenly becomes withdrawn, unusually clingy, fearful, or stops showing behaviors that once reflected affection and trust, don't assume it's purely emotional. Pain, illness, cognitive decline, and other medical conditions can affect behavior. Any significant change should be discussed with your veterinarian, because understanding our dogs means caring for both their emotional and physical well-being. And now, one final thought. One day, the last time your dog follows you into another room will feel completely ordinary. You won't know it's the last time. The final lean against your leg. The final glance during a walk. The final evening spent quietly beside you. The final moment those soft eyes meet yours across the room. None of those moments announce themselves. That's the heartbreaking thing about ordinary moments. They only become priceless after they're gone. Years from now, you probably won't remember every toy your dog destroyed. You won't remember every command they learned. You won't remember every routine. What you'll remember are these quiet moments. The moments that seemed too small to matter. The moments that were actually everything. Because your dog spent their entire life trying to tell you something. Not once, not occasionally, every single day, through a language so quiet that many humans never learn to hear it until it's gone. A language made of trust, presence, safety, and unconditional love. A language that simply says, I love you. So before you go, tell me in the comments, what is one quiet thing your dog does that makes you feel loved? I genuinely love to hear your story, because every dog has their own beautiful way of saying, you are my person, and that's a gift worth cherishing every single day.